Hey guys, Crypto here from Cryptogasmic, coming to you from my new house here in Cabo, San Lucas. Beautiful spot. And what we are here to discuss today is what kind of a trader are you? It's a very, very, very important question that you need to ask yourself if you want to become a profitable trader. So what we're trying to teach is financial freedom through cryptocurrency, how to trade profitably, how to stop making the silly mistakes that a lot of people make. So we want to go through today, what kind of a trader are you? We're going to ask a lot of questions. I've just moved into a new house. My office isn't set up properly yet. So we're going to have to head into the spare bedroom. I've got suitcases and stuff everywhere, guys. I just wanted to show you where we are and where my office is every day. So let's sit here. We're going to wait a few minutes as well because we got a few people are going to join us online. I'm also currently in a Bitcoin long trade right now as well. Drop me a message over here in the in the messages. I think we're live on TradingView, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. So drop me a message if it pops up on my screen here. I will gladly respond to any of your questions. Let's keep them on point. And so we'll spend the next hour. Any questions you got, you let me know. All right, and let me just make sure that we're running live on over on TradingView, which it looks like we are. Okay, so let me share my screen with you guys and just get this set up. All right, a couple of minutes for a few more people to come online. We've only got a few people, and then we'll get into it. So let me just share my screen with everybody. Here we go. Okay, whoops. All right. So hopefully you've all got my screen there. And hello to Steve. How you doing, Steve-O? Good to see you, mate. Hello to Seth. Hi, Seth. Good to see you. Before we get started, just to let you know that Cryptogasmic.com, great VIP community. Great VIP community. And you can get a membership at cryptogasmic.com. We'll give you a free upgrade for 7 days. You can check out the VIP group, the training videos, the signals, and our goal is to help you to create financial freedom through crypto trading. Now, you will have to excuse me while we're doing this because I do have a Bitcoin long trade on at the moment, and to be honest, I think I'm just going to go and close that. There's $621 profit there. I don't know. Let's just see how we go. I'm going to monitor that as we go. Right. Okay. So let me just get my screen up again. All right. There we go. So let's go through. Actually, before we do that, let's go through the different styles of traders there are, because one of the big mistakes that I personally see in the Cryptogasmic VIP group is I don't think people are. Thank you. I'm not sure who that is, but it says thank you, Scott. I hope you're in the best of health. Yeah, feel great. Thank you, Vladimir. Hi, how you doing, guys? I'll get around to everybody. So one of the things I see, there seems to be a lot of confusion about what kind of trader you are or what kind of a trader you want to be. And I think it's a very, very important question that you need to ask yourself before you can really become profitable. And I've had to go through this process now. I'm quite a few years ahead of many people. I've been trading crypto for 6-7 years. I got into Bitcoin at $800. And, when I look back now, when I thought I was a trader, I was just an investor. I was just a guy who bought Bitcoin at $800 and wrote it to $20,000. Wasn't really a lot of skill, but I learned how to trade through all of that. Made a lot of mistakes, but I've learned to trade all the way through that, right? So I want to try to help you understand what kind of a trader you are, and then we can implement some strategies towards that kind of thing. So the different kind of traders you have, you've got the investor, okay? So the investor is the guy or girl who wants to make an investment. They don't want to really trade all the time, but, they want to buy low and sell high at a return. Now, an investor is different to a hodler. A hodler is just somebody who buys it and sits on it, and they have no intention of selling it until it moons. Okay, so let's start with the hodler. So the hodler is just a guy or a girl who's going to buy Bitcoin, whatever, and they're just going to ride the market up and down. Okay, so these guys are very, very simple. Don't look at TradingView. Maybe check it once a month. All you're going to do is upset yourself. If you've got Blockfolio, you don't need it, if that's what you are. For me personally, I think hodling is probably the worst thing you can do, and we'll get into that later. Because even if you got into Bitcoin or Ethereum, really cheap, and you've hodled, and you made all this money, you're not really making any money until you take any profits, right? So, and one of the oldest lessons in business is use money to make money. And I've only realized that recently. I mean, I was a hodler for a long time. Let's just make up figures, right? Let's just say I got $250,000 in crypto. I would leave $250,000 there and trade with 30. Why am I not using that other $250,000 to actually make me money, to help me generate revenue, to live my lifestyle, right? It's sitting there right in front of you. And it was a big thing for me to realize and the reason I could do that was because I had another business that gave me money. It was a 20-year business in the music business. So I didn't, I could just go in and out and trade a little bit and do some, and I taught myself how to trade and try to teach others. But once I lost all that, I realized, wow, and I went through the process of, I need to start another business, I need to do this, and I need to do that. But at the end of the day, what I had is what I've built over the last few years is a bunch of monies that I should be using money to make money, right? So, but if you're a hodler, you're a hodler. That's what you are, which is fine. So the next kind of investor is, or the next kind of trader is the investor. Sorry, guys, I'm going to get out of my long position here because it just, it's kind of putting me off while I'm trying to talk. And I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to wait for it to hit 58 again. I'm just going to wait, actually. So basically, if you want to be just an investor, great. That's the same way you treat gold. It's the same way you treat silver. Basically, anything. You're investing. You've got other money or whatever. You've got some free money. You're investing you're speculating in something. You're going to buy it here, and it's going to go up. You're an investor. Even being an investor, an investor is not somebody that buys Bitcoin at 3,000, rides it to 20,000. Rides it all the way back down to 3,000. That's a hodler. An investor still needs to know when to buy low and sell high and rebuy and investigate new things. So it's still nice to know what's going on in the market. You don't need to be as active as sitting at your computer all day long. But if you're just an investor, you need to realize that you're an investor. You don't need you can have the Blockfolio on your phone. And if you're an investor, you should be just every time you got some free money, looking at what you can do to put that money to work for you, okay? And we'll look at the trading strategy for that shortly. Next, you have the swing traders, which is kind of me. I know I'm a swing day trader. So then you have the swing traders. So playing longer swings, playing the runs, selling, kind of like what we were just talking about with the investors. So we're going to get into that as well. Then you got the day traders, which is me. People who, this is my income, this is my revenue. So these are the people that I really, really want to help with my mentoring program on Cryptogasmic, where we set you up and, from the beginning to the end, the disciplines and all that sort of stuff. So then you got the day traders who are trading in and out and in and out. And I want to get into some of the disciplines of that as well. And then you got the margin traders. Some day traders use margin, some don't. Margin is the most risky trading you can do. I do it a little bit. And I went through a period where I just did margin trading for about a month and I lost money. I couldn't sleep. Terrible. So I've learned some strategies on how to use margin trading as a leverage against what I'm doing. So let's go and have a look. So hopefully that's clear for everybody. So the first question you've got to ask yourself really is what kind of a trader am I? Am I an investor? If I'm an investor, you don't need to, you do a little bit of research, keep your ear to the ground, but you're not trading all the time. So today I really want to kind of focus on the disciplines of the other traders, the swing traders and the day traders, and try to stop you from gambling. And if you're not a day trader, then don't day trade, invest, buy, sit. Don't get caught up in the panic, right? So ask yourself that question. Do I have hours a day to sit and go to work and sit on my computer and go? I'm just checking Bitcoin again and actually go to work. Can I do that? Okay. If not, create the time, create the disciplines, which we're going to discuss very, very shortly. Otherwise, that's it. So if you do have a bit of, so if you've got another job or whatever, but you want to trade a bit more and you want to swing trade, we're going to go through some disciplines in that. And I'm going to pull up the charts in a minute. We're going to have a little bit of a look. Okay. But if you want to be a full-time day trader, you've got to treat this as your job. You've got to adapt your lifestyle to it. You've got to adapt your trading to your lifestyle. So the questions you've got to ask yourself, number one is, do I have the time to sit down and do this? Number one. Do I have the capital to start this? It's like starting a new business. It's a job. This is my job. Now, it's been tough for me for the last couple of weeks because I had to go to Playa del Carmen to finalize some personal things, selling cars, getting divorced. Back in Cabo, I've had to move house. And it's like I've literally had maybe an hour a day to sit in front of the computer. So as a serious day trader, that's nowhere near enough. So I've had to adapt my trades and what's going on to my lifestyle, because I don't want to be walking around like all day in my phone, and it's not the way to do it. So I realized that when I'm doing that and that I've got so much on, really I don't want to be looking for the quick trades. I want to move kind of back into swing trader mode, which is let's throw some low entries in using the TA. Once they're there, let's take some profits. And I think that's the biggest thing between investors, hodlers, and actual traders. Traders will take profit. So that's the other question you really, really have to ask yourself is like, if this is my job, is this my regular income? Do I need to be taking regular profits so I can pay my rent, take my girl out for dinner or my guy, pay my bills, fly business class? I like all the nice things in life. I like to fly business class. I like to live in a big house on the beach. I like to drive around in an Audi car. It doesn't define who I am, but I like to do those things. So I've got to take profits because my other business is gone. And it's funny how the universe works because it's forced me into this mode and I love it. I wouldn't change it again. So if there's any of you out there who are considering thinking, I would love to do this full time, I can speak because I walk the walk, man. I talk the talk and walk the walk. I'm literally doing it. Okay. So ask yourself what it really is that you want from crypto. And there's no right or wrong answer. Just what is it you want? A bunch of assets that are going to go up over time, and do I want to take some profits? Am I going to sit on that forever? I know some guys who do it, and they've got it there for their kids for another day, right? Sorry, still just looking at this trade bouncing around the $58,000 mark, and see, again, this is what I was talking about. I shouldn't be in this position while I know I've got a webinar going, but it was just too easy to make $600 or $700 or possibly $1,000, right? So I'm trying to watch that while we're doing this as well. But I think I'm going to put a limit sell on this, so I'm not going backwards and forwards. And I think I'm going to do it here at 58. Sorry, guys. Yeah, 58,133. That'll do. Oh, hang on. I think it closed me out. I pressed the wrong button. It's okay. Yep. Closed me out at 58,000. So we'll put that in the sheet. It closed me out at 58,000. That's a shame. I didn't really want to do that. So I ended up with a profit of $500 on that one. So that's a $500 trade today. Made a couple $100 on an ADA trade. I've got a uni trade going on. So that's another thing I want to get to. So you got to ask yourself, how much money do I want to make each month as well? Do I need to make the money? Okay. So let's pull up some charts and have a look at it in a chart way. Does anybody have any questions on that, what I'm talking about? Is there anybody there who's kind of struggling to work out is there anybody sort of struggling to work out what their trading style is? Is that kind of clear for everybody? For now, I'm just going to check the trading view. I'm going to just check the trading view chat to see if there's anybody there. Okay, so for some reason the the trading view doesn't seem to be working. I always have problems with this. So anyway, all right. Okay, let me share my screen with you guys. All right, let's fundamentals. Steve has written fundamentals, candles, trends, history, why. That's not really kind of what we're here today. We're here this is a pretty quick webinar today, just for you guys to. I'm going to throw some questions at you so you know. That we can get into that sort of stuff, Steve, at the end of the thing as to why. Well, why? Because we don't want to make emotional decisions, right, when we're doing our trades. So we want to, we can mix fundamentals with candles and trends and all the technical analysis. So we can definitely have a look at that for you. Okay, let's just share that screen. Okay, so I'll just pull up a Bitcoin chart as an example, and of course, as soon as I close the trade, it goes up another $130. Let me just get into the charts. Okay. All right. Hopefully everybody can see my screen okay there. And what we'll do is, let's have a look at a few things. So basically, these are the questions I want you to ask yourself, okay? If I'm an investor, I'm kind of looking more at long-term charts, right? I'm as an investor, I'm looking at, buying here and then looking at a price where I've got to sell and rebuy and things like that. So you want to use a longer time frame of what you're doing. Okay, so I want to speak more to those people who want to trade for money. Okay, somebody's just asked me, as a day trader, do you have a percentage of dollar amount in mind? Okay, that's a good question, because everything's really it's all relative. Okay, so for me, I want to make $1,000 a day. That's what I set myself. We got the saying, $1,000 a day keeps the doctor away. Obviously, it all depends on the amount of capital you've got, right? So, but the thing is, whatever money you've got available, you can put that to work. So I see a lot of people who are hodling. And to be honest, I could easily probably just buy a Bitcoin here and sell it up here. But because there's so many swings and roundabouts, I need to create revenue, okay? I need to create revenue every day or every second day. So for me, I don't personally really care about what the price of Bitcoin is, or Ethereum, or whatever I'm getting into. Of course, I want Bitcoin to go to the moon, because not everything that I have is on the exchange. But I feel that if you're hodling, you're not using that money to work for you. We are in a bull market like we are now, but you got to take some profits. I mean, right now, as it's $60,000, everybody just thinks it could never fall back to 30 or never fall back to 20. Well, I'm here to tell you, we thought that at 20,000 as well. So the key to it really is you want to be in US dollars when the market's falling, and when the market's falling, right, you want to have the US dollars so you can get into coins. So as the coin goes up, you're in coin. Okay, and it's trying to get that mix. And the biggest mistake that I see traders make, and I make it all the time, right, which comes down to discipline. Things like, I wrote a trade from $47,000 to $57,000. I bought 3 Bitcoins, $150,000, made $7,000 profit a coin, sold them, $21,000 profit in 3 days. Great money. Scott jumps back in, rebuys again at 56 because I'm so excited, thinking it's going to go to 60, whatever. Drops back to 46, right? I knew that I shouldn't have done it, so it's about discipline. So this was the next thing I kind of wanted to get back to speak about is if you want to do this as a job and to make money, we gotta. Any successful trader will tell you that discipline, right? Successful traders have discipline, and I don't have any discipline, right? And I've got to get it. And I'm slowly, when it comes to my crypto, is good. Discipline about not FOMOing out, in or out. Creating time so you can sit in an environment where you can trade quietly and have a peace of mind. Never trade while you've had a few drinks. Never trade while you're too tired. Stand up and go and have a break. Understanding that there's just always another trade. And I think this is the big difference between investors, hodlers, and traders. People say to me all the time, and when I do my private mentoring classes, like I'll say, they bought a Bitcoin at 20 and it's now 57. And I go, well, we've hit the 60 grand. We're at an all-time high. Why didn't you take any profit? Well, because what if it goes to 70? And I'm like, well, I don't care, right? I want to just take some profits. Now, sometimes I nail it, sometimes I don't. I try to use that TA, and I will show you exactly now why I got out of the trade, the long that I was just in. I just took the profits. And even if it keeps running, so what? Then there's another trade. And this is the beauty about crypto, guys, is there's always another trade. Always, always, always. So I'll just share you my chart, okay? So we got some news about an hour ago in the VIP group that it could be something happening with an announcement. So I jumped in to Bitcoin down here somewhere. By the way, this was the second long that I did on this one today. I'd already taken one round of profits at just under 58, and then I re-got in again. So the first one I went from 56, whatever, up to 58, and then got in again round about, well, I made $450 profit on the next one. So wherever that was, 5,600, 5,500. Okay. So using just really, really simple TA, because I didn't have a lot of time, I just found the resistance points. So when I got in, right, on the breakthrough of this EMA and through here and the time the news came out, I jumped on along. I probably got it around about 56.5. Didn't get it as early. Don't usually like to chase, but this was running. So when you're entering a trade, you've got to think, what is my target? What am I looking for here? Okay. All right. So my first target that I was looking for was this resistance here, really strong resistance through here, right? Very, very simple. Not a hell of a lot of science to it, but you can just go through right back and you can just see how strong this level is. This is a really strong buying and selling point. Okay, that 50, no, where was it? Sorry, down here. All right, look at that through there. Okay, so that was the first area I had to watch, and it just blew through that, so it made it really easy for me. So then the next one was, obviously around here, around this 80,000, and watching it over the last couple of 2 hours, it hit there, retraced, hit again, retraced. So I took my profit there at the 58,000, which happened live, as you guys could see. Now, this could possibly, there's a lot of, and there's another thing there as well, like loads of volume, lot of price movement in the candle. Almost the same amount of volume, didn't really affect the price so much. Volume coming in, it's not affecting the price. So that's kind of telling me that maybe there's a little bit of a blowout here. And just those couple of quick things made me say, you know what, I'll take the $500. It's okay. I'll take the $500. And mixed into the fact that I'm got a maid downstairs who's unpacking all my stuff. When I'm finished here, I got to go to the gym. Just before this started, my landlord bought somebody, I got life shit going on. So I don't have the time to set up. But as of right now, I'm kind of happy with the decision that I've made looking at that. So does that make sense to everybody? Hopefully it makes sense to everybody. So I think the important thing to talk about here now is to talk about, so let me know in the chat box, right? Are you really serious about, do you wish, or are you already doing it, that you could just trade crypto and that's your revenue and that's your money. Like, let me know, is that really what you want? Are you an investor? Are you a hodler? Let me know in the chat group so we can actually talk about that a little bit, because I think this conversation today probably needs to be a little bit more face-to-face with asking questions and stuff like that. We'll spend 15 minutes having a look at a little bit of technical analysis, but more than anything, today was just really about getting you to understand. So there's a Facebook user here says, I'm a hodler. It doesn't tell me the name, who the name is, but welcome. And don't forget, guys, you can come over to cryptogasmic.com. We'll give you a free membership, signals, trading lessons, webinars, market updates. We've got a great VIP chat group where we're trading all day long. We are full-time traders. It's great. You can join us on Facebook, CryptoGasmic1, YouTube, CryptoGasmic, all that sort of stuff. So let's talk about this. Tried margin day trading, got wrecked. So did I. I've learned how to do it properly now, but I'll tell you one little. So the reason I got into it, I was never into it at all. So just quickly for those people who don't understand the difference between the margin trading, and for me, margin trading is for the people who most of the people that get wrecked on it are the ones that don't have a hell of a lot of money and they just risk it trying to make money really, really quickly. Does that sound true? Sound sense? So Steve-O's got a message. We'll get to that one in a minute as well. So whenever I'm doing private mentoring with people to get them on the road, first thing I tell them to do is no margin trading, zero, absolutely zero. So the reason I got into it myself, small account, yeah, exactly, right. So and I'm trying to turn $100 into $1,000 really quickly, and there's other ways that you can do that, right? Which is what I want to try to help you guys do. And that's the first thing as a trader as well, is ask yourself, how much do I need? Like, how much do I need a month? Do I need $3,000? Do I need $5,000? Do I have a little income? You got to ask yourself these questions, and then you got to set about, how am I going to do this? So back to the question of tried margin daily and got wrecked. Yeah, I don't recommend it for anybody, right? Unless you're a serious trader. I would say start with $100 and see if you can go a month without losing the $100. See what happens first, whether you make 200 or you lose the 100, right? People panic when it goes -10, -20, -30. Oh, I better get out quickly. And then it bounces back. And in hindsight, if you look at it, if you would have just left it alone, you'd probably be making loads of money right now. So it's emotional. And I'll tell you one story. With me, I was getting into it. I transferred $10,000 into a margin trading account at 20x. That gives me $200,000 to trade with, which was plenty. Had a couple of good days, had a couple of bad days. Constantly had the app on the phone, checking it, and every time it went down, I was like, and the reason I did it was because in my VIP group, I never really got into it. I was always about, crypto is so volatile, we can just buy the dip, but buy the dumps, and I don't like the word dips, but buy the dips and sell for profits, or just hodl, as this person here has said. But everybody in the group was like, why aren't we shorting? Why aren't we doing this? So I went away and off we went, started to do it. And there was one night I was in an OMG and a TRX trade. It was about 11 o'clock at night. I was lying in bed, one eye closed, one eye, and it was in $700 or $800 profit. And I was like, great. I put a stop loss on it. Woke up about 2 hours later to my phone going off, and there was an email, and it was from Kraken, Bitfinex, telling me that, I was about to be liquidated. I needed to top my account up, or I'm about to be liquidated. I couldn't believe it. It was all of a sudden minus $7,000. It dumped that hard, right? Couldn't believe it. It flew straight through the stop loss, and I was down minus 7,000. It was flashing red, right? Now, my minus 6,000, I think, something like that. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, I can't take a $6,000 loss. I can't. And I sat there. I put it on 15-minute candles, and I sat there with one eye like that, watching 15-minute candles just go red, 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 the occasional green, red, minus 6,500, minus 7,000. And it was just the sickest feeling I'd ever had. And I did that until 11 o'clock in the morning. And it got me so bad that I was happy to close out at a $3,000 loss. I was begging it, just get back to a $3,000 loss. And there was another time when I did it, and I thought I would have learned my lesson after that. There was another time, and it was OMG again. went completely the wrong way. And this time I just said, screw it, right? Liquidate me. I don't care. So it was like minus 7,000, minus 8,000 for like 4 weeks. I just held this position. I woke up one morning to plus $3,000 profit, closed it out. And for me, that was it as far as relying on margin trading as my general income. Now, I do use it to top things up and stuff like that, but I have a different position on margin trading now. So margin trading for me, I've got, I started with 6 on my Binance account. I've now got $10,000 over the last week. So the way I'm going to use margin trading now, moving forward, okay, is for if I really, really see something that is about to break or some resistance that's really, really sort of holding, I'll use it in either one of 2 ways: to make a quick couple $100, right? Or to leave it there a bit more longer term. And this is the question I ask myself before I go into the leverage trade right now. So let's say, for example, Bitcoin right now. All right, let's have a look at it. We've kind of gone off the subject, but nobody's really asking me any different questions. We got here. I got a couple of coins I'm holding on, but definitely see the potential in trading crypto. So for me, a bit of both. Yeah, well, I can guarantee you there's 100. It's amazing potential. It's just a matter of working out what you need and what you want. I just decided I didn't want to go get a job. I'm good at trading crypto. I got a lot of cryptos just hodling, sitting on my things. Why not throw it on the exchange? And, you know, any rich millionaire, billionaire, business guy, and I know this, will tell you the best thing you want in life is to have money working for you and money making money. That's why we put money into property investments. I had one of the guys that I do private mentoring for. He was like, my plan is to do this, and then I'll get an insurance plan that pays me 4% per annum. I was like, dude, come on, right? Like, so then we explained it and we went through it, and he was like, yeah, you're right. Now, we may only have 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of this before the asshole government come along and screw this for everybody. God forbid somebody actually makes some money on the free market, you know, before they get their dirty hands on it. So for me, now is the time. We've got to use this opportunity to make as much money as we possibly can to create the financial freedom that we want. And we can create our own bubble. We can get away from vaccinations. We can get away from tax. We can get away from everything. So whoever this Facebook user is, obviously that's great. I'm glad there's a couple of coins you're holding, but just work out in your head, why am I holding them? What's the reason? If it's because you have another job and you got other stuff and it's an investment, then you're an investor. Great. Don't get caught up in the emotion of all of it. You know, put it on Blockfolio, check it a little bit. You don't have to be in a million different crypto groups and all that sort of stuff, right? As far as seeing the potential in trading crypto, I'm telling you, man, this is what I do. So you've just got to make that decision, and then we can set the wheels in motion on how to do that through discipline and what we need to do. So Steve has asked, I'm able to treat this as a business, but FUD keeps me from knowing what to do. So Steve, you know, you're not the only one, mate. Everybody's like this. You got to get rid of that completely out of your, you got to get that completely out of your mindset. And scared money always loses. So when you say FUD, you're trading with scared money, okay? Let me tell you, man, if a year ago you would have told me I'd be trading $500,000 at a time, I would have thought you're crazy, man. I've got a huddle, right? And I'll use 20 grand of it in case I lose it. But how do you lose it? How do you lose it in trading crypto? This is how you lose your money in trading crypto. By margin trading when you don't know what you're doing, gambling, picking whether it goes up or down, and then panicking and selling and, you know, basically buying at the wrong price, selling at the wrong price, and then rebuying it again at a worse price until your money just goes away. And that's where FUD comes in. No good. So stay away from margin trading. What you've got to understand, when I say to people, they'll go, yeah, I've got 5 Bitcoins that I bought back at $10,000. And I go, 5 Bitcoins? $300,000. You've got the seeds there to actually never work again, right? If that's what you want to do. So, and they're like, yeah, but what if I lose it? I said, well, how are you going to lose it? There's only a couple of ways you're going to lose it. Is if they turn the internet off and crypto's done, if the exchange closes down, that's a reality that could happen. But that's a risk I'm prepared to take. And it's why I use Binance and Kraken. And take your security very, 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 very seriously. I've learned those lessons over the years as well. Because trust me, you can leave money on a Trezor or something like that, and that can also be lost as well, right? So that's a story for another day. So we've got another question here. I'm going to finish off with Steve, though, but whoever this is, sorry, the name's not coming up for some reason, so I will get to you. So for Steve, you got to make that decision. I want to make this a job for me. And if that's the case, mate, you're a buddy. Let's jump on a Facebook call or a Zoom call one day over the next week. I did get your Facebook message this morning that you were trying to call me. Sorry, mate. I didn't see the calls, but I saw the message and I just haven't had a chance to get back. But we'll deal with that. FUD is genuine. But what you got to remember is, okay, let's just say you got one Bitcoin. You got $50,000 to start generating some revenue, right? All you got to do is buy half a Bitcoin at 50 and sell it at 54, and you just made $2,000. And if you look at the charts, Bitcoin is trending $10,000 a week. There's a swing of $10,000 a week, right? So, and I don't even think TA is that big a part of it, to be brutally honest. It's just treating it serious as a job, doing your research, listening to a lot of people, but forming your own. When you're just in something, is doing something because, and that's the great thing with Cryptogasmic is like, we don't say buy here and everything's going to the moon and I got it exactly. Like, we're not like these guys, right? So Nada says crypto bots. We'll get into that in a minute. So you got to just make that decision. FUD can't be a part of it. And this is why, so the difference between margin trading and spot trading, with spot trading, you actually own the coin, right? So if you buy a Bitcoin at 58 and it falls to 55, you've still got a Bitcoin. You only lose it when you sell it or buy it. There's ways and strategies you can average that down. We're in a bull market right now as well, right? So what we got to try to do is stop buying those tops. And I still have that problem, but I've got trades. If you have a look at my Excel sheet, where I bought ADA at $1.28. I've done 10 other ADA trades since then, and I just treat them all separately, right? So, and I've made thousands on ADA over the last. Yesterday, we got in at $1 and sold at $1.24, $1.25, made $8,000 just yesterday, okay? And that was from a $20,000 trade, $20,000 trade. And I wasn't risking the $20,000 because at the end of the day, I still got all those ADA coins. So if you really believe in what's happening here, then you got to use this as an opportunity too. And that's why you got to take the cash profits as well, right? So I cash out every month. I'm living my life on the crypto. So let's move on. I'm a complete newbie at trading crypto, though. Would it be best to follow one of your buy signal closely to start a trade off with? I'm in the VIP chat, but can't really seem to start off with a trade. All right. Well, first of all, thanks for your support, because it's people like you that allow us to do what we're doing over at Cryptogasmic, and we're just trying to educate people. And so, first of all, you acknowledge that you're a newbie and you don't really know what you're doing. So what I would do to start, if I was you, I would just spend the next month paper trading, right? Having a look at it. First of all, go through all my instructional videos, ask as many questions as you can in the group, learn some basic TA, very, very basic TA, to start with, to get you going, just things like, where are we in the current cycle? Mapping out support and resistance, by looking at things. Obviously, it's better to buy it down here than what it is to buy it at the top of the resistance. Understanding that even when it does break through, it'll usually retest and it'll either go again or it'll fail. There was a great coin where we saw an example of this the other day where everybody went chasing it. And I said, once it breaks through, don't chase it. You want to wait for the retest. So understanding the indicators, the ribbon, the EMAs, the cloud, the volume, so and it's funny, like with what Steve said about the FUD, right? People are just as scared about selling in case it goes up as what they are about buying in case it goes down. It's weird, that whole group. So if you just get rid of that completely, and again, I explained to you why I'm selling my Bitcoin where I am. On the margin, I've still got some spot trades, which I'm holding, right? Because I own the coin. With the margin trade, you know, I mean, it was up to $900 profit at one point, right? And then it just got chewed away, right? And it's that emotional roller coaster, which I don't really want in a short trade. So this is what I was going to say about the margin trading. So where we are now, right? For me, using margin trading, I'm only going to do it in positions like this. So we're at the top of the trend ribbon. We're at the top of the $60,000 mark here. So I got into a Bitcoin trade at around about this point last time in this resistance over here, actually. Now, as it was on that resistance, so this red candle was there, and I really thought this was going to go short. This was going to resist, and it was going to fall back into the ribbon. Now, but going short at 57, the question I asked myself was this. So I think my liquidation price was about $64,000. And all I wanted was a target from 57 to 55. So I asked myself the question, which one are we going to see first, 55 or 65? Right? From 57, are we going to see 55? And I made a very clear decision that we're going to see 55 before we see 65. All right. So I put in about 3 Bitcoins at 20x, no, 10x. Woke up the next day and I was minus $2,000 or $3,000. At that point, I kind of went, oh my God, I should, and then it went to I was about $500 away from liquidation. I was already too deep. So this was when I had 8,000 in the account. And I was minus, I think the worst it ever got was about minus $7,100. And I said to myself, you know, this is really hot right now, and I'm just going to stick with it. So anyway, then it fell, woke up in the morning. I think I woke up about 3 in the morning for some reason, and I was $2,500 or something, $2,000 in profit, closed the trade straight away. And some people said to me, well, you should have held on to it, and you should have, I don't want to ride that. I went from that minus. Now, the mistake I made was not averaging the things, but I knew that it was hot. And I knew that we were going to come back down to that, 55,000 mark at some point. So I locked away my profit. So that's the way I'm using margin trading. So right now, I use them. I had a reason for using that there. Now, that just looks too hard to short for me now. So the next time I look at it, I would look, if it gets back down into this region, I would also spot trade that, and I would also throw a little bit of a margin trade on those positions. So the great thing about this, so with the margin trading, guys, for those people, the reason people fail on the margin trading is because you don't actually own the coin, right? You're buying something in advance or selling it before you've already bought it, or vice versa. You're basically, the simple answer is you're betting on whether this is going to go up or it's going to go down. And if it goes your way, you make more profit. If it goes the opposite way, you lose. All right. And wherever you hit the button, the sell or the buy button, that's it. You don't own the coin. It's not like you can buy Bitcoin at 57 and you go long and it falls down to 55, 54, 53, and it's minor. Even if it's not like, you can just sit back and say, well, I'll just wait for it to bounce back, because if it keeps going down, you get liquidated. That's it. You don't actually own any coin. So if you're really serious about wanting to do this as a trader and make money, then you've got to just spot trade to start with. Even $500. First goal is let's turn 500 into another 500. And it's pretty easy to do, to be really honest with you, right? So, and then there's the ratio of new coins spread to. So if I got $250,000 to trade, I keep 50 to 70,000 to the side. I'm really only ever trade Bitcoin, ADA. I do that for liquidity because I want to get in. And even ADA, I had a $100,000 buy on ADA at once. Tried to sell it all at once. Only 20% of the trade executed. Right, so that's a big reason why I stick with trading Bitcoin. So, sorry, I didn't finish your question, Facebook user. So what I would do is I would paper trade for a little bit, go away and learn some basic TA, right? Draw some charts, share them with somebody in the group, get an opinion, and do a couple of paper trades. Go, right, okay, if I would have bought $100 dollars of Ethereum here, and this is my target where I want to sell it. If it goes wrong, I'm going to have a safety trade. How much profit am I going to take? Plan the whole trade and paper trade it. Okay. Definitely don't margin trade, and then have a go at a spot trade, because at the end of the day, you're still going to own the coin. And one of my trading friends taught me, if your aim is to make $1,000 a day, sometimes you make that before you get out of bed. You put some low buys, they've gone in and it's pumped. You wake up and go, beauty, made $3,000 today, like I did with ADA yesterday. I literally spent 15 minutes on my computer and I cashed $8,000 in profits yesterday, right? And that was purely because I bought ADA at $1. I bought $40,000 worth, 2 lots of 20,000. I bought 1 lot at $1 and another lot at $1.03. Sold the 20,000 worth of $1 at $1.18 or something, and the other at $1.24. We ended up about $7,500 profit for the day. No work at all. Today, Bitcoin, the long, $500, no work at all. I've hardly done any work today. But then there's other days when it's like a grind, and you get the wrong entry, and that's, BNB is a perfect example. I got into BNB at 197. I bought $30,000 worth. I sold it at 298. Great day. It was like a $20,000 big day. I was so pumped and so hyped. I went back and it went to 313 and it fell to 288. I jumped in and bought another $35,000 worth at 28,000. At $288, I bought another 35,000. Fell all the way to $2.20 overnight. I was like, you idiot. And I knew it. And I knew that I was trading on emotion. So that's taken me a week to get out. I eventually got out of it. The first time it ran up past 288 again, I missed it. Then it went back to 240. So then I scaled my way out, right? And I got out of that. And I'm going to look for re-entries and new trades. So even me, I still make the mistakes, but I'm aware and I try to learn them from them. The Bitcoin trade I got stuck at, I bought some ADA at $1.28 that I'm still holding right now. Okay. So my advice would be paper trade for a little, get some basic fundamentals, find one of the top coins, look at trying, I want to place an entry here and place a target and see what happens. And if it doesn't, ask some questions in the group. Don't ever sell a spot trade at a loss. The only time I ever sell a spot trade at a loss is if I got in and it went up and it's come back to my entry and I'm kind of like, I'm not sure, and I made a really wrong decision. I'll close it out and I'll lose $100 for the trading fees or whatever it is. So if it is a loss, it's a very, very small one, right? I will never, none of this, sell it and buy it back cheaper. It's too hard to manage, and you may as well keep it, putting it in your sheet, to show everybody. You got to have, you got to have, let me share it with you. Yeah, so take it seriously, like a job, right? Like a job. So these were the profits yesterday, 7,500. The day before, $2,500, whatever it is, right? So, but you got to really just take it seriously, guys. Is my point? Okay. So, and you can see it's really resisting this 58. So I'm okay to get out of my margin trade there. So that's basically about it, guys. So go away, ask yourself, what is the question? If you want to get in touch over at CryptoGasmic, cryptogasmic.com, get a free membership. If you want mentoring, I'm doing some mentoring programs where we get together once a week. We set you up. We look at the mistakes you've made. We look at the trades that you've made. How can we do it better? And I'm really, really enjoying those mentoring private sessions. So if that interests anybody, you can hit us up on Facebook, Telegram, contact at cryptogasmic.com, etc., etc. So Nada has written crypto bots all the way. So yeah, I'm venturing into the world of bots as well. But as I said, and this is the last thing I want to say as far as working out what trading style you are. If you're a day trader, you should be there in 6 hours a day, whatever it is. But when you're finished, go to bed, have a plan, make a note, have a journal, have the sheet. But we all have life stuff to deal with, right? So know that, today I'm going to be really busy. So don't just be in a trade for the sake of being in a trade. You want to have US dollars available when the market is really hot, you want to take the profits. And even if it keeps going up, okay, then you just wait and you wait and you wait and you wait, right? This is the great thing about crypto. You've just got to get those great entries and get the profits. Work out whether you're going to average down, whether you're going to hold. Never do more than 2 trades at once, because you're going to manage those trades. If you've got $10,000, I'd rather see you do $10,000 on one trade than 10 trades with $1,000 each. That's another big mistake I see. So even if you got $500, so this would be my advice back to the newbie, right? Let's say you got $500. I'd rather see you put $500 on one trade than 5 different trades at $100, and then just manage that one trade, right? Maybe go 250 and then a safety trade of 250, average it down, watch the things, where are you going to take your profit, take $50. Now you got $550. Maybe that'll happen twice in a day. So it all comes down to how can you start a hodl? I'm in crypto since 2017, but never can let my coins alone. RW. So I'm not a hodler. I'm not a fan of hodling. I believe you should use your money to make money. Sounds like to me that you kind of don't know what you're doing, and you're just, and I see it all the time. And I do it in the beginning, like my original 10 Bitcoins became 7 friggin' Bitcoins because I was trying to trade and I was trying to do this and that and that. So again, back to the beginning of this session, ask yourself what you are. If you're a hodler, you're an investor, right? So you're looking at the long term. So if you got into uni at $4, think about, where am I going to take my investment out? Just saying I'm a hodler is what figure are you hodling for Bitcoin? To 200? At what point do you take some profits? Right? Otherwise, you're going to see 200 grand come, and then the government going to knock the legs out of it, and all of a sudden it's back to 30,000 or 20,000, or this happens. And also, when you're hodling, you're riding the roller coaster, man. You went to 20,000, you rode it back to 3, and now you're riding it to 60, and we stick the chest out and we feel invincible again, right? And right now, we all think that Bitcoin could never go to $20,000 again. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you weren't in the first one, when it got to 20, we never thought it would go back to 3, okay? And it did. So, it doesn't mean we're not going to go to 250, but we might go to 60 and crash back to 25 or 30. Maybe. I don't think so, but I also didn't think, that when Bitcoin got to 11, that it would go to 20, right? So we all thought when it went to 20 at Christmas that it would go short, and it busted through and off it went, right? Liquidated all of the shorts. So I think the mindset, if you want to hodl, is to treat it as an investment, understand that the market is really volatile, but that's what we actually love about it. Nobody wants to sit at the poker table where nobody's, everybody's just throwing the flop down. You're looking for the table where there's the fish, where there's the action, right? So, and that's what we've got in crypto. So if you just want to be a hodler, leave the coins alone, let them appreciate in value, and just tell yourself that you're an investor. When you're hodling, you're an investor, right? You don't see a guy who's investing in Apple or whatever. They're not messing with it all the time, or gold. They're buying it as an asset for the later. But there's got to be a point when you take some profits, or you go, you know what, this is high. There's nothing wrong with selling at 60 and then rebuying at 50, but you've just got to work that out. But the mindset is just that, hey, I'm an investor. I am an investor. I got in at this point, and you just got to ride the waves. I wouldn't be looking at my Blockfolio all the time. Maybe just say, look, I'm only going to look at it once a day. Just see what it's doing in the morning. Don't panic when it's, I'll give you one example, right? So I got one guy, a friend of mine, might even be watching here if he is. I want to get into crypto, and this was back at $31,000. So I said to him at that point, you just want to be in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we got him in. He gave me a bunch of money, and I bought some stuff for him and sent it across, put it into his wallets, did everything for him. Used the Exodus wallets. So we got into Ethereum at, I don't know, $1,100, Bitcoin at 30, 35, something like that. Ran up to 40, made good money. Then he heard somewhere that Ethereum was going to crash, right? So he sold it at basically the same price, and at this time he just wanted to be an investor. He just wanted to take some money from stocks, put it into crypto, and let it ride. So we set him up, and he calls me in a huff one day, and he's like, and Ethereum is just pumped. It's gone from 1,100 to 1,500 or something. He's like, man, I sold all my Ethereum, Bitcoin. Oh, I'm such an idiot. And these people told me it was going to dump, and it was. So I went and saw him, had a coffee. He wanted to get back in again, and he did the transaction through the wallet. I mean, I don't even know who does that. Right? I never taught him that. I never advised him to do that. He just the emotions took over. So he then rebought the Ethereum at a much higher price than what he sold it for and had bought it for originally. And the Bitcoins, he was like, well, I'm just going to wait for it to fall and I'll re-enter. And now Bitcoin's 60,000, and now he's got no Bitcoins. Right? So just don't do that. Just don't do it, man. Leave it alone. When you got some free money, invest in another coin. Look for the good ones. In Cryptogasmic, we've got a coin of the month. We've got a new newsletter starting. I've got a research gal working for me who's amazing. So we got into LIT, L-I-T, last week. It's $7.90. It's $11 now. We got into DOT at $3. We got into Uni at $8. We are now, our one now that we're in is FIRO, F-I-R-O. We think that's going to do big things. We're really big on BNB, which we got in at $190. So, keep an eye and look for those kind of things as well. All right. Thomas, hey man, how you doing? I really want to become financial free, but I have 10 plus lists of coins, but I've developed FOMO feelings for all of them. When I do sell one, it skyrockets a couple of days later. Yeah, see, emotions, right? The future's almost made me quit crypto. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm telling you guys, until you get your shit together with trading spot and properly, leave it alone completely. I'm struggling to find something that works for me. I could actually do this for a living 12 hours a day, but lost motivation when I didn't get any trades right. Thomas, send me a message, man, and we'll get it sorted out for you. You've been with us for a long time. Then it goes, I don't understand why the hell it did so at all. We want to have a strategy I can follow that actually works. And then I understand. Drop me a message, mate, and we'll have a chat. Right? I can see that you're a little bit upset there. But I think there's more Forex stocks on it. Yeah, just drop me a message and we'll have a little bit of a chat, mate. And no worries, sorry for spamming. That's why we're here. If I can just help one person today get on that road, then I don't care. Even though we've only got 15, 16, 17 people watching, whatever, that's okay. So that's basically it from me today, guys. So just to recap, go away, ask yourself what kind of a trader you are. If you're an investor and a hodler, leave it alone. Don't touch it. Keep throwing any extra money you've got into some new coins. And basically, you just want to watch it grow. But there's got to be a point when you take some profits. Take some profits, reinvest some money into another coin, take some out, but don't pull it out and rebuy it to resell it, and just leave it alone. All right. If you want to be a longer term swing trader, just buy low, sell high, look for a profit, rebuy back in. But if you want to be the day trader, there's a lot of disciplines that come with that. And it's easy to do, but you got to remember 90% of people fail, and it's usually because of emotions. And as soon as you hit that button, it goes the other way. Margin trading, completely forget about it. It's not the way. Out of $250,000, I margin trade with $10,000 in my account. And I'm willing to lose all of it. If I get a call wrong and I get liquidated, I get liquidated. Of course, I don't want to lose it, but if I do, so be it. Okay. So if anybody's got any final questions before I head off, again, cryptogasmic.com. TradingView, you can follow me on TradingView, Facebook, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. So no further questions. That's it, guys. I'll be back next week with a different sort of webinar for everybody. We'll be doing some more over the weekend in the Cryptogasmic group, some more TA. We'll do a trading show. We've got a couple of signals out at the moment, which are working really, really well. The ADA worked well. Mana, how good did Mana go, right? We sent Mana out in the crypto group, and it went up 100% in a day the other day. So I only had $5,000 worth, so that was a good day. Otherwise, that's it. And Bitcoin, it's still resisting that 58. So I'm pretty happy with my margin trade decision right there. So it was good that happened live. while we were here. All right, guys. Thanks, RW. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Steve. Thanks to all the guys that are there. Spread the word. Hope to see you at cryptogasmic.com soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.